What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? How y'all living? How y'all feeling? How y'all doing? Tasha checking in with another video, and this is going to be none other than our weekly hot topics. Okay, if it's your first time joining me, go ahead and like this video, comment in the comment section, and most importantly, subscribe to the Redefine Me channel. Okay, so let me give YouTube a few minutes to let y'all know that your girl is on. Happy Thursday. I hope y'all having a happy and blessed and wonderful Thursday. I know I am. I got some much needed rest. Last night at work, y'all, I felt like I was about to pass out because I was just tired, and it's my own fault because I had other stuff that I had going on that day. However, I had never felt that tired at work before, so I could not wait for that shift to end so that I can really just vibe out in my bed and relax. When you work the night shift, it's almost like you just are sleeping for most of the day. Because that's just what it is. You end up turning where you are, most of the world that works 9 to 5, and they end up sleeping at night. We flip it on the flip side during the day. But sometimes I do wake up and handle some business and things like that, okay? But anyway, y'all came for the hot topics. Just want to give y'all a little skinny an intro. All right, y'all, let's get into the hot topics, y'all. What's going on in the world that we live in? Let's kick it off with the Just Hilarious and Lauren LaRosa issue. Because I don't want to say it's beef. Because a part of me was about to be like the Just Hilarious and Lauren LaRosa beef. Because I don't think it's really beef. I just think it's just somebody who is in their feelings because of someone they chose to step in for them. And now the person is doing very well. Public is responding very well, and they feel threatened because their job is on the line. So, if y'all don't know who these people are, so Just Hilarious is the one of the co-hosts on The Breakfast Club. What's up, everybody coming in the room? Hello, how y'all doing? What's up, Real? What's up, Radu? I think that's how you say your name. Welcome to the live. Make sure y'all like it and subscribing to the Redefine Me channel. Okay, so Just Hilarious is one of the co-hosts on The Breakfast Club, okay? And Just Hilarious ended up getting pregnant, and so she had to go out on maternity leave. This is the story. So she chose Lauren LaRosa to fill in for her. What's up? I think that's Kendra. If I'm saying your name wrong, I'm so sorry. Johnson, how you doing? What's going on? What's up, world of country humans? Welcome to the live. Welcome, y'all. Welcome to the live. Make sure y'all like the video. Make sure you all are leaving great comments and that you are subscribing to the Redefine Me channel. Okay? So Just Hilarious is one of the co-hosts, and she got pregnant. She went out on maternity leave, so she chose Lauren LaRosa. Now, Lauren LaRosa, I've heard that she's been on TMZ as one of the co-anchors on TMZ, and that she has a background in journalism, things like that. So she chose her because she's really good at what she is doing, okay? And so because of that, Jess chose her. She came and filled in for her while she was on maternity leave. Now, Jess Hilarious has had her baby, and she's back at the Breakfast Club, okay? These are all hot topics that I'm going over. That stuff that's happening in the world, in case y'all don't know what I'm talking about. I need y'all to like up the video, though, so we can get these hot topics, y'all. Like it up, like it up, like it up. If you in here and you're a real person and you're not a robot, go ahead and like the video. Because I think sometimes my lives be getting some robots up in here and weirdos. Okay. You can go read about it in your word. Who is that? I can't pronounce your name. So yeah. So Jess Hilarious came back to work, and Lauren LaRosa was supposed to be the producer. Okay. I knew that would get people because I was like, I might be some robots in here. So all the robots left, I guess. All right. So Lauren LaRosa filled in for her. So Jess came back. Lauren LaRosa was still in the studio, though, according to Jess, sitting in her chair, still taking over her segment, right? And so Jess felt the way. She felt the way so much so that she went ahead and she went on Instagram. And boy, when she went on Instagram and did an Instagram live, she dragged the Breakfast Club. She said she feels like that her basically her spot was taken. They didn't have her back. They feel like that they feel like this is just hilarious. They feel like she did not you know, really just the other people on the Breakfast Club did not have her back. They feel like she was just like really just kicked to the side, basically. I'm not starting over. Okay, listen, everybody. This is Hot Topics. Okay, I do this every week. We are talking about Jess Hilarious and Lauren LaRosa on the Breakfast Club. If you are not in the United States, you probably don't know what I'm talking about. Even though they are kind of world renowned, people do know about them in other countries. But if you're not in the US, you probably do not know what I'm talking about. However, I have a huge thumbnail that is on my live that you clicked on that says Hot Topics. We're talking about stuff that happens in the world. So I'm talking about various topics. This is my first one. My first one is about Jess Hilarious and Lauren LaRosa. This is a hot topic that is going on. They kind of are having some issues on the Breakfast Club. Okay, so that is the background. So Lauren filled in for Jess, right? And so Jess went on Instagram the other day and she went off on the Breakfast Club. Now, the one thing you don't want to do is go off online about your job, and your job is a nationally syndicated show, and start talking about how your co-hosts don't have your back. You feel like you're being kicked to the curb. When you came back to work, she should have went back to being a producer. When you came back, you don't need this job. You could go book other jobs and things like that. Like, that's how she went in on the live, okay? So she ended up coming back to work on the radio the next day, and they had a whole segment, okay? A whole segment on talking about what's going on with them two, and just aired out all of her things. She had a lot to say, and it was just a big old mess. In my humble opinion, I feel that Jess is threatened. I feel like that a lot when she was out and Lauren LaRosa filled in for her, she did a good job. And the people responded to her doing that good job. Now, me personally, I used to listen to Breakfast Club all the time. I don't really listen to them like that anymore because I don't really care for Charlamagne. I feel like he has a problem with plus size women. He freaking sits up here and drags any guest that is plus size, in my opinion, right? And I also feel like that he just doesn't take things seriously. There was stuff that came out with him in the past about him committing some type of SA against somebody, a woman, and I don't really rock with him. Like, I don't know him personally, but I just feel like he's a joke. So I don't really like Charlamagne. I also do not really care for DJ Envy because I feel like he just amens Charlamagne sometimes, and I just think he's just a joke too, in a sense. So both of the men on the show, I feel like they sit back and they just don't really add value, in my opinion, to the show. I mean, I think that there's moments when they do, but for the most part, I don't like the show because of them. More so the woman who they always had. Now, in the past, they had, oh my gosh, what is her name? Her name is escaping me. Oh, what is her name? They had as their co-host, Angela Yee. So Angela Yee was their co-host in the past. She was with them for 13 years. So this show has been on the radio for a long time. If you look them up on YouTube, you will see that they have cameras in the studio. And so they are always recording, themselves and things like that. But I'm sorry, Angela Yee, I feel like that she was always silenced by them, or wasn't really given a space to really be herself. So she left them, right, and went off and started her own show anyway, which I feel like that was a good look for her. And now they have Just Hilarious that has taken her spot. And Just Hilarious had a baby, and she chose Lauren LaRosa to fill in for her, which Lauren LaRosa came from TMZ. And so she chose her to fill in for her while she was on maternity leave. And so now Jess is in her feelings. My thing is, Jess, if you had this job, and so much so she was saying on the radio that you're only here because I picked you. And it's just like, I felt like that was disrespectful, because ma'am, I'm not only here because you picked me, I'm here because of my talent. I have talent, that's why I'm here, and that's why you picked me. Not because you just randomly close your eyes and pick the person. She just knew Lauren LaRosa, what she does and who she is, and so she picked her for a reason. Now people have responded and feel like she's a better pick. Then we had Corey Holcomb come out and feel like that, Jess is not funny anyway, that Lauren LaRosa is a better pick, that she has a journalism background. And for the Breakfast Club, in my opinion, you don't really need a journalism background for the Breakfast Club. I mean, it's one of them shows that's like a little, they do interviews with celebrities, they play the music, they have little chats about certain things, they have certain segments. Like, it's one of them urban kind of hip hop, vibe shows. Like, it's not like she's reporting on NBC or something like that. But Corey Holcomb doesn't really like Just Hilarious, so they've kind of had some beef in the past. So of course he was going to come out and chime in on it, right? However, I think that after this whole rant and thing that she did, things will never be the same for her at the job. And I could be totally wrong. She could end up sticking it out with them, but I believe that she just signed her name on the dotted line of losing her job, in a sense, because I don't feel like things will ever be the same or ever go back to what it was because of her little rant that she had to take it to social media. I think the fact that people was praising Lauren LaRosa, that Corey Holcomb was saying stuff, and I think DJ Academics came out and said something. So I think all these people mixed with just society and random people online chiming in kind of made her crash out and blow up, right? And so because of that, she has now had her co-hosts and other people at the job looking at her crazy now. And that's one thing that you don't want to happen. So I just, we'll see what happens with Jess, if she's going to continue to stay on the Breakfast Club, or if she is not going to be there for much longer and Lauren LaRosa is going to take in and is going to step in for her. And I believe that Jess may just have been messy. She may have just signed her name on her resignation papers herself, without them having even to do anything. Okay, so anyway, that's that story. Let's move on to the next hot topic. Next one, Angie Stone. Y'all know she passed March 1st this month, and so they had a celebration ceremony for her on March 15th. Okay. And if you don't know who Angie Stone is a I don't want to call her R&B singer, but she falls in that category. She is more so, in my opinion, like a neo soul type vibe with her, but she does fall in neo soul R&B, Angie Stone. So they did a celebration for her, and Tyler Perry ended up was one of the people that was there. They gave a heartfelt speech about her, right? He basically said, he is very angry and frustrated at how the industry has treated her and how they have not given her all her money, how they have mishandled her in this industry, okay? He was very radical about it. He felt the way about it, and everything like that. Cool. Now, Monique. As we all know, Monique, the comedian, Monique that starred in Precious, Monique, we all know her, a Baltimore native, a comedian, Monique, right? You all know that she has had her beef and issues with Tyler Lee Daniels and Oprah and all of that in the past, right? So Monique comes out and she makes a comment and she says, wow, this is quite interesting how you are saying she was done wrong by the industry, yada, 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 when in fact, you yourself, and let me read because I have some notes on it. Let me see. Hold on, y'all. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Monique said, where is her apology? She said basically, you're saying all this about Angie Stone, how the industry did her wrong, how she deserves her money, how it's just wrong the way they did her. But she says, "Sir, where is my apology because I was done wrong by you?" And I just feel that Monique and her husband Cindy love to come out the shadows and beef with somebody. Listen, you all, sometimes you have to understand that you might not get an apology from people, right? Somebody might have did you wrong and they're probably never going to give you the apology that you want. So what does that mean? That you spend your life waiting for moments to jump in and make them apologize to you? If a person feel like they haven't done you wrong, they're not going to apologize. And then even if they feel like they have done you wrong, they still may not apologize. So you cannot spend your life trying to hop on the fact that where's my apology, where's my apology. Ma'am, move on. People know if they've done you wrong. And if they know that they've done you wrong, every time they see you or hear about your success and things like that, they are going to feel away. They're going to be convicted of that. The best revenge for a person who has hurt you is living well. Just live well. And I think Monique and Cindy need to take their tail on and live well, because this was disgraceful and tasteless. You are commenting on a tribute to Angie Stone, who just passed. Right? Now, I know you beefing with Tyler Perry, but Monique, this was not the time for you and Cindy to creep out the shadows and make a comment about, well, you did us wrong. It's almost giving like, okay, I know this lady was celebrating her, but what about me type thing. It gives some arrogance and all of that with this whole message that she wanted to send to Tyler Perry. And she had sent him a letter and everything, and at the end of the letter with all of her pointers, she was saying that her and Cindy is waiting for a response. I just feel like just going about your business. This was the wrong time to even want this type of apology, Monique. You and your daddy, because that's what she calls Cindy, her daddy, which I think too is kind of cringy and creepy, going about your business because, ma'am, sometimes you're not going to get what you want from people. And you need to know that. And at her big age, she should know that. Anyway, moving on to the next story. We're going to talk about Jonathan Majors and Megan Good. Congratulations, folks. Did y'all know that Jonathan Majors and Megan Good got married in a private ceremony? It was only 4 people, and they got married at their residence. Child, first of all, we already know the backstory. Jonathan Majors, he had a run-in with the ex-girlfriend that she claimed he was abusive towards her. She had filed a lawsuit against him. When that lawsuit came out, he ended up losing all of his movie deals and endorsements and certain things like that, right? And it came out right after Creed 3, which he was phenomenal in, right? So while he's on the high, then this situation comes out. And I feel like it was strategically done because he was up for other roles coming up in other movies. And then all of a sudden, this girl comes out and says that he abused her. And so now all of his roles got stripped from him, right? Now, I'm not saying Jonathan Majors didn't do it, because recently we find out that some type of recording or footage was released, audio, that he admits that he did kind of put his hands on the lady, okay? Now, we live in a generation where you cannot believe everything you see or hear. We are in a very high manipulation society. And so some people can come out and say something and show you a video of something, and your eyes is going to be like, oh, that happened, that's messed up. But in actuality, they doctored up certain things and put the puzzles where they wanted to so that it can look like this is what you're seeing, right? So, but an audio did come out where they said that Jonathan Majors did actually choke this woman. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. Y'all let me know what y'all think. If y'all think Jonathan Majors actually put his hands around this woman. However, congratulations still goes out to him and Megan Good, because they got married on Tuesday morning in their home in LA. And they got married by Jonathan Majors' mother, who is a pastor. What y'all think about that? I don't know, man. If she love him, hey man, they maybe got a connection. He always speaks very highly of her and big of her and everything. And whenever we see them, they seem like they're happy. So who are we to say whether they're happy or not? If they're going to make it or not, whatever. We'll just sit back and see. And congratulations goes out to them. Next topic, y'all. Tracy Morgan. Okay, so Tracy Morgan was at a Knicks game, and all of a sudden he started throwing up. He was sitting courtside. He was throwing up and had got sick, right? So they had to end up getting a wheelchair and wheel him out of the basketball courtside. So we're all wondering, like, what the heck is going on with Tracy Morgan? So come to find out, he reported the other day that it was food poisoning. So Tracy Morgan had food poisoning. They had to wheel him out and everything. He was in a hospital. Now, when they showed the picture of him, he had all of these patches hooked up to a machine on his chest. And I'm just like, food poisoning does all that? Like, I've had food poisoning before, and it is not something that is pleasant, right? But I didn't go to the hospital for it. I think I just let it run its course. And if I had to, get it out in the bathroom, y'all know what I mean. That happened. But maybe because he has maybe some type of pre-existing health conditions, that's why he had to go through getting all the machine hookups and stuff like that. But he's doing better, of course, because food poisoning has to run its course. It's nothing you can take for it. It's nothing you can do for it. The only thing you can do is kind of just drink your fluids and work it out in the bathroom. That's all you can really do for food poisoning. But that's what he had, and he said he's doing better. So I'm glad about that. Moving on to the next story, y'all. We're talking about Plies, okay? If y'all don't know Plies, that song, I got drip for sale. I got drip for sale. I got drip for sale. That's one of his songs that I kind of like. I ain't no Plies fan, so I don't know all of his songs, right? However, he has dropped a lawsuit that he filed against several artists, right? So here's the story. So back in November of 2024, he claimed that Meg Thee Stallion, Soulja Boy, and Glorilla had used his beat to one of his songs, right? Okay, so the song is, he sued them for copyright infringement. And they were sampling the song Me and My Goons. Now, they played the song. I heard the song. And then they also played Meg Thee Stallion and Soulja Boy's song. So I did hear the beat, and the beat was similar, right? And so he filed the lawsuit because he heard them sampling the song. And whenever you are trying to sample another artist's song, you have to go and ask permission. You just can't say, I like that beat, I'm going to take that beat. No, you have to go and ask permission to actually use it, okay? So, he filed it in November. He said that Meg's song Wannabe, like I never heard this song, but I heard it when they played it and they were trying to compare them. Wannabe indirectly sampled his song. And Soulja Boy, Pretty Boy Swag used elements from his song. So I heard it and I did hear that they sounded similar. He voluntarily dismissed it though with prejudice, meaning that he can pick it up again whenever he needs to. So he dropped it for now, right? But he can pick it up again. I don't know why it is that he dropped it. In my opinion, the beats were the same. So he then goes on to say he don't have no beef with the artist. His beef is with the record label over the artist. But my thing is, if the artist sampled your song, yes, the record label may have put it out, you know what I'm saying? But they sampled it. So they were supposed to go and ask permission from you to sample said song. And they didn't do that. So I don't know why he decided to drop the lawsuit. Maybe he felt like he didn't want no beef. Plies, I don't know how old he is, but he's a little older. Maybe he felt like, I don't want no beef with this younger rap generation, okay? But Soulja Boy responded too, and he responded in a very disrespectful way. He was like, this my ish N-word, and it was just like a very nasty, vile way. I've never really been a fan of Soulja Boy. When he came out with some of his songs, it was a bop, but at the end of the day, he's always, to me, been a little disrespectful, and I don't rock with Soulja Boy like that. But anyway, Plies said he dropping the lawsuit, and if something else happened about it, I will let you all know definitely. Okay. Next topic, y'all. Happy birthday goes out to Tamar Braxton, who turned 48 years old. Her birthday was about 3 days ago. She turned 48 years old. Tamar Braxton is the little sister or the last sister of the Braxton tribe of women. Y'all know their famous sister Toni Braxton is the one that we hear about the most and the one that we know the most. But Tamar actually has put her footprint in the sand as well, so we know who Tamar is. And so happy birthday goes out to Miss Tamar, 48 years old she is. Next story, y'all. This one is quite interesting. And y'all let me know what y'all think about this. So, on March 8th, twin brothers, okay, Quadar and Nizar were found dead, and I think their last name is Lewis, was found dead here in Georgia at the Summit Bell Mountain. Now, I don't know what Summit Bell Mountain is, but it seems to be a pretty far place in Georgia, okay? So these twin brothers, they're 19 years old. On March 8th, they were found deceased at this mountain, right? Both had gunshot wounds, and police are ruling it as a murder-suicide. Now, the family came out and said they do not believe that it was a murder-suicide. They said that, listen, these two brothers never even really got in a fight, so they would never commit a murder-suicide. And so they did an autopsy, and the autopsy ruling is still pending. So right now, that's what the ruling is as far as their cause of death. But the autopsy is still out and pending. So they're not really too sure on what it could be. After more of the results come back from the autopsy, then they can really rule out what it was. But for right now, they're ruling it was a murder-suicide, and the family is saying we don't receive that because we know them, okay? What was supposed to happen is March 7th, they were supposed to be on a flight to go to Boston, okay? But they missed their flight, and their bodies was discovered by a hiker on March 8th. Now, Georgia Bureau of Investigations, GBI, has charged a 42-year-old volunteer firefighter, Scott Kirtland, with misdemeanor obstruction. So I'm confused because I'm like, how is it that they just realized that this man is in connection with their death? Now, he very well could be. I'm not sure. This story is quite interesting to me. I'm putting it down as a hot topic, but I may come out and do another video on it because this just has a lot of gray areas, and I want to really deep dive and dig deep into doing the research on this story because it is just weird how these two boys were supposed to be headed to the airport, which the airport in Atlanta, the main one, Hartsfield Jackson Airport, is on the south end, and Summit Bell Mountain seems like it's way far away from there. So I have a question, like, where did they live at? Where were they coming from? And how did they end up in Summit Bell Mountain? But right now, they are charging a 42-year-old firefighter, volunteer firefighter, in connection with this case. So I'm going to definitely keep my ear to the street, let y'all know what happened. I'm really praying for the family because this is devastating. If you, your two 19-year-old twin brothers, your family members were found in some mountain dead, you know, and the only people that know what actually happened is the person that committed the crime, the boys, and Jesus. Because other than that, I mean, everybody else could be speculating, but that's why we have investigations, and that's why we have people that do this type of work, so that we can really get down to where the rubber meets the road and find out what happened. So hopefully they will come out with some more information about this story. But this was a very interesting one, and I'm probably, like I said, going to do a different video about this particular story. All right, y'all, next topic, moving on. Forever 21, that store. Do y'all love that store? I actually do like Forever 21. Now, I am a plus size woman, right? And I used to didn't go in Forever 21, but Forever 21 stepped their game up and they actually started doing plus sizes, right? Even though I feel like they don't give the plus size community their justice, because they have, I know the one in DC. I used to go in that one, and they have a floor that is plus size, okay? But in other ones, they only have like a one little section that is a plus size section. However, the one in DC is my favorite one because they actually have a whole floor dedicated to the plus size community, and I love that. But I haven't been to that one in a minute. However, because of this story, I'm probably gonna do my research in Georgia and have to circle back and do some shopping because they're closing all their stores in the U.S. They're filing for bankruptcy, and this is the second time that they have filed for bankruptcy since 2019. So 2019 was the last time they filed, and now in 2025 they are filing again due to increasing costs and economic challenges. Look, everybody out here is going through it financially, including these big wig retail stores. Now, since they are closing down their stores, you already know what that means. Forever 21 is going to have these sales on top of sales. So, if you are, even if you're not a Forever 21 fan, you can always go and use a deal. Like, I know me, I'm always looking for a deal. And when I see store closings, I'm just like, dang, I feel bad because yes, the people are losing their job that works for them, right? But on the flip side of that, they also going to have these sales at Forever 21, and I'm here for it. It sucks that they're going to go bankruptcy, and I think the person that is putting them more out of business, on top of the increased costs and economical challenges that they're having, is what is it? The stores online, Fashion Nova, all those type of stores, even Temu. You know, this wave that they're riding with these stores online that are offering cheaper prices than the retail stores, and then the fashion is changing, right? And Forever 21 kind of stays to the same type of vibe, and they're catering to a younger crowd. And the thing is that you have to evolve with the times if you want to stay in business. Like, Forever 21 is always catered to, you know, Forever 21, like a younger type, more urban, hipper crowd, right? Or those kids that are just teenagers, but they don't have jobs. The people that have jobs is the people that is 21 and up. Now, some of the teenagers, yeah, they get their summer jobs and their little weekend jobs or whatever. However, the people that actually are going to spend the money in your business, you need to think about catering to them more than the teenagers, right? Now, nobody's saying that you got to change the name because you're going to cater now to older women or older men, but that's where marketing comes into place. You already know that. That's where surveys come into place. You already know that these kids who are shopping there sporadically or using their parents' money do not have the finances to be able to keep you afloat, right? And then you got to change the style, the fashion. You know, it just is a lot that they should have done to keep themselves alive and well and thriving, right? However, I mean, they filed bankruptcy and they are closing their stores. So I implore you all, rush over to Forever 21. If you in the U.S., they closing all their U.S. stores. So that means they're going to have sales. Moving on to the next story, y'all. Happy birthday also goes out to singer Jhené Aiko. She turned 37. Okay, Jhené Aiko is, like I said, R&B singer. She's a songwriter as well. I like Jhené Aiko. I like her older stuff. It's sometimes when I meet an artist in their older albums or CDs, I kind of like the artist then, and when they put out newer stuff, I can't see past the old stuff. However, Jhené, I'm sorry, I said Janelle. Her name is Jhené. Jhené, you know, her music is alright. She's cool. But she's turning 37, so happy birthday goes out to her. Next story, y'all, which this story made me roll my eyes and suck my teeth because as a parent, you are responsible for the decisions that you make for your minor children, right? And I think Kanye made a really bad decision, in my opinion. Y'all let me know what y'all think. So Kanye, okay, hold on. Okay. Kanye posted a song, right, with Diddy, okay, Diddy and Christian Combs featuring his daughter, Northwest. say it again for the people in the back. Kanye West recently posted a song with Diddy and Christian Combs. Now, y'all know Christian Combs is Diddy's son. We already know that Diddy is locked up for these heinous crimes of SA acts and all type of trafficking and things that he's done, right? So I have so many questions about this particular topic. Now, Kim Kardashian came out and she disapproves of him allowing this to be posted and him even allowing this to happen. I want to know, how the heck did she get on a song with Diddy and Christian Combs? Like, what was that studio time? Like, when did this happen? I'm so confused. Kanye, I know you battling bipolar and different things and everything like that. But sir, at the end of the day, you are a father. And when you do things like this makes us feel like you're unstable to be a father. And this even further makes Kim Kardashian go and really want to just tell the courts, keep that man away from my child type situation. But why would you let your daughter, Northwest, and I think, what is she, 11, 12 at this point? I'm thinking, I don't know, I'm not sure. I think she is like the same age as kind of like Blue Ivy. So I think she's maybe 12, 13, something like that. I want to say 12, right? But why would you let your child, Northwest, get on a song with Diddy and Christian Combs? Now, if the song was pre-recorded before all this Diddy mess happened, I understand that, but I would have never posted it. It would have never saw the light of day, especially in light of everything that's going on with Diddy and his sons. That family is unstable. I would have burnt that song. It would have went in the trash. It would have never saw the light of day. So Kim Kardashian, she sent Kanye West texts and said, get that song basically off the internet. I don't like it. If you don't, it's going to be problems for you. I'm going to make your life a living hell type situation. So Kim is just like, and normally Kim Kardashian, I ain't a fan, right? But I do agree with her in this moment. My child is not going to be on a song with Diddy and his son, especially in light of everything that's going on. So I don't understand why Kanye thought that was a good move or a good idea. But we already know that Kanye West is kind of unstable, and he do some things sometimes that make us side-eye him like, what is going on with you, Kanye? Like, what's up? But this right here was just ridiculous. Like, your daughter, you are the parent. She's a minor. You're supposed to do what's in the best interest of your child. What's up, Smith? Yeah, just crazy. Just crazy. So he has Northwest, and I heard the song, and I think the song is trash. I don't even think the song is a good song, but your 12-year-old, after that Diddy is locked up for sex trafficking and other things that he has done, and you let your 12-year-old get on a track with him and his son. Make that make sense. So for once, I agree with Kim Kardashian. No, sir, that is not okay. And I'm shocked. I was shocked that I agree with her. I was just like, oh, wow. But at the end of the day, right is right, wrong is wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't matter where it came from, the source. If it's right, it's right. It's wrong, y'all. But that's what happened with this particular scenario. Kanye need to go back and get the choir back. I had so much faith for him when he had the Sunday service situation going on. I was like, okay, maybe Kanye is coming up out of whatever he's going through, and we going to see old Kanye. Back in the day, Kanye, when we was rocking with Kanye where it made sense, before his mom had passed. We was loving that Kanye. But nah, I guess that was just a play in our face moment. Smith says you can't. It's like having a bunch of money makes you lose your mind. Yeah, and that's what it is. That's what it is. When they get this money, they don't know how to act. And on my end, I apologize. And it's these freaking telemarketers. And I don't understand how in the world they're able to make the screen go black and get through, because I have my phone set up where if I don't have your number saved, then your call won't come through. But anyway, y'all, I threw a ginger tanger for a second, because imagine you doing the live and your screen go black and you in the midst of doing your hot topics. That's annoying. I wish they would go somewhere. I'm so glad I put that feature on my phone. I don't know what to do because I get telemarketers calling all the time and I just don't understand that. But anyway, y'all, that's the story with Kanye. Y'all let me know what y'all think about Kanye putting his daughter on a song, on a track with Diddy and Christian Combs. I just think it's ridiculous and it should not be. Last topic, y'all, and I did a whole video on my page on this particular topic about the Gateway Church pastor Robert Morris. Y'all can go ahead and check it out on my channel. Just dropped it the other day on that video where I did a deep dive into this situation. Now, this story is ridiculous. So y'all already know Pastor Robert Morris, former pastor of Gateway Church in Texas. Now, this is a mega church that is in Texas, and he founded this church. He has been arrested though, y'all. At 63 years old, he was arrested on charges of what was the charges? Lewd or indecent acts to a child. Now, back in 1982, Robert Morris SA'd a little girl. At the time she was a little girl, she was only 12 years old, okay? He stayed at her family's house Christmas of 1982. He ended up SA'ing this little girl, right? And this SA went on for 4 years, okay? Not only did it go on for 4 years, the church that he was pastoring at actually knew about his acts. Now, the church came out and made a statement and said, we did not know that the person he was dealing with was 12 years old. However, they did know about his extramarital affairs, and they knew it was with a young woman. They just did not know that she was 12 years old. So I guess that's okay. You know, it's okay that he did some extramarital affairs, church. And as long as the person is of age, crazy to me. So he got locked up, right? And my thing is this, and y'all let me know, I don't know, what is the statute of limitations on a SA case? Because this happened like 40 some odd years ago, and the woman just came forward and revealed what he had done. I had so many questions, like why did she wait so long? And we always say that when the victim comes out and it's happened a long time ago, why they wait so long? But again, I'm not judging her because you just don't know. Good evening, Alder. How are you? Welcome to the live. You just don't know why people wait so long to come out with issues that has happened in their past. Maybe she felt like it was a safe space now for her to come out and tell her story. And so he got locked up, but he was awarded bail of $50,000, and he went ahead and paid that bail and got out the same day. So he didn't really spend any time in jail after they locked him up. However, he is going to be in court and have to face the accuser, and he's going to have to probably go through some charges. I don't really believe he's going to serve any time, y'all, and this is why, because this happened 40-something years ago, and his lawyer could probably argue the fact that the statute of limitations on something like this probably has expired. So I have to research it myself to see what the statute of limitations are on the SA charge. But right now, ex-pastor Robert Morris, he has charges on him. And at 63 years old, I'm just kind of just like, you know, why, sir, are you, did you go around and do something like this in your past? And then the crazy thing is he just stepped down as their pastor last year. So you mean to tell me you went and SA'd this girl from the age of 12 to 16 or 17 years old, and you continue to pastor even up until last year, and the only reason he stepped down was because these charges came out last year. So that has me side-eyeing him all the way, because he came out and made a statement and said that he was sorry for it, he repented for it, and he has been walking in not doing that since that time. But how do we know, sir, you still stood up as this senior pastor all this time? And not only did you stand up as a senior pastor, if it was me and this came out about him, even if I had a child and I was going to the church or formerly went to the church, I would be thinking that, what if he did something to my child? Like, what if there are other cases that just has not been revealed about this man? And now I do believe in redemption. Like, I do believe in that. It's just that sometimes some things we do in our past, unfortunately, doesn't go away that easy. And this is one of those things. And the accuser, and her name is Kristen, hold on, y'all. I wrote her name down. Sydney. Her name is Sydney Clemenshine. So Sydney Clemenshine, you know, she has come forward and she's just like, this is what happened to me. And you know, you may think that you may have gotten away with it. You may think that, you know, that's something that happened in your past, but she's coming out and saying this is what happened. And so my thing is this, I'm more concerned about the way the church handled it at the time. Because if you know that this man is in a relationship with a younger girl, even if she was older than 12, of course, even if she was 17 or 18, he's a grown man and he's married. So I'm concerned about the way that the church handled it, because he should have been set down right away. Now, when the accusations came out about this, right, Clement Shine, the lady that came out that is the victim, she did tell, and after 4 years of this essay, she did tell a good friend and her parents. And because of that, he did step down and didn't pastor for 2 years. But then he stood back up and continued to pastor. So I'm trying to figure out, how in the world did the church just allow you to step down for 2 years and then step back up? So, what's up, Lewis Wilson? These are hot topics. We're talking about the ex-senior pastor of Gateway Church that was accused of essay against a victim dating back from 1982 to 87. And we're talking about other hot topics. So, I did do a whole other live on this particular issue. But however, y'all let me know what y'all think. It's just messed up. And he only stepped down, like I said, last year because she came out with these accusations. And he was arrested. And but I don't think he's going to serve no time. He already posted bail, and I don't think he's going to serve no time because the statute of limitations is probably, you know, overdue. And I don't know if that is something that that you stick to in this type of case. Okay, so let's move on. Make sure y'all like this video. Make sure y'all go ahead and subscribe to the Redefine Me channel. Thank y'all so much, and I appreciate it. All right, y'all, so we just going to go over the topics that I went over. Y'all let me know what y'all think about those topics. I already covered a plethora of topics. I'm just gonna bam hit them real quick, and then we're gonna get off of here. Number one, we talked about Just Hilarious and Lauren London. Child. We talked about Just Hilarious and Lauren LaRosa. That beef is going on there. What's going on? Hi, welcome to the live. Make sure y'all liking this video. Like the video. So we talked about that first. The Breakfast Club beef that's going on with Lauren and Jess. We talked about Angie Stone's homegoing celebration and Tyler Perry's speech, and Monique, the comedian, felt the way because he didn't apologize to her and he offended her. And I think it was out of it was bad timing. She shouldn't have addressed Tyler Perry in that moment. Okay. We also talked about congratulations to Jonathan Majors and Megan Good. They got married Tuesday. In a small ceremony in LA in their home. Okay, it was only like 4 people, and his mom is a pastor, so she married them. We also talked about Tracy Morgan. He was at a Knicks game and he got sick. They had to wheel him out. Come to find out, it was food poisoning, and he said he's doing better. We also talked about Plies dropping a lawsuit that he filed back in November against Meg Thee Stallion, Soulja Boy, and Gorilla for sampling one of the tracks that he had back in the day called Me and My Goons. We also talked about happy birthday to Tamar Braxton. She turned 48 years old. That was another topic that we discussed. We talked about the twin brothers, Kadar and Nazar. What's up, Kenneth? Hold on. Okay. We also talked about twin brothers, Quadir, I'm probably saying her name wrong, and Nazir. They were found unalived at the Summit Bell Mountains here in Georgia. And the police are saying it was a murder-suicide, but we shall see exactly what it is because they did an autopsy. And come to find out that the autopsy, the pending is still pending. So we don't know what it is yet. Hello, Brown Gia. I think that's your name. What's going on, Queenie? How are you? Welcome to the live. Make sure y'all go ahead and smash that like button. I'm going to church on Easter or Resurrection Sunday. So I would give y'all more details on the story of the twin boys. They were only 19 years old and they were found unalive here in Georgia. So, as of right now, they have, charged 42-year-old volunteer firefighter with, misdemeanor obstruction. So I don't know if they're looking at. Thank y'all for liking up the live. What's up, Big Trent? Make sure y'all like the video. Make sure y'all subscribe to the Redefine Me channel. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. I do a whole bunch of content on my channel that you all will love. I'm sure of it. And so we'll see what happens with that story with the young man here in Georgia that lost their life. And I will keep y'all posted and let y'all know. Next one. What's up, Sadie or Sandy? Also, I'm from South Africa in Port Elizabeth. Oh, okay. Welcome, South Africa. Thank you for coming to the live. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. What's up, Big Trent? The last story we discussed was Forever 21. Forever 21 is closing all of their U.S. stores, y'all. So y'all know what that means. It's time to shop. They're going to have the sales. The sales are going to be going on. So if you are wanting to shop, go ahead and head to your local Forever 21 if you're in the U.S. because they are closing their stores because they have filed bankruptcy twice. I just got out of basketball practice. Oh, okay. Well, I hope basketball practice was good for you. I'm doing well. Thank you so much. And so yeah, they said that due to increasing costs and economic challenges, they are closing their stores. Okay, so Forever 21 is out of here. So y'all know what that means. I'm definitely going to Forever 21 this weekend. And see what they got and get some of these sales. Now, make sure y'all liking this live. Make sure y'all subscribing to the channel. We also talked about happy birthday goes out to Janae Aiko, who was an R&B singer and songwriter. She turned 37 years old. Okay, I'm glad it was, Big Trent. Our last topic, other topics we discussed also was Kanye West. He put his daughter on a song with Diddy and Christian Combs. Now, that just was crazy to me. And Kim Kardashian came out with text message receipts that she was not pleased with Kanye for doing that, and she let him know via text, okay? So, for once, I have to agree with Kim Kardashian. I don't think that was a good move to put your 12-year-old daughter on a track with Diddy and Christian Combs, especially since he has all this mess going on with him right now. If the song was done back in the day, I would have just threw it in the trash, burnt it up. It would have never saw the light of day because, you know, it's Diddy. Last topic we talked about, y'all, was the Gateway. Former pastor, Pastor Robert Morris, turned himself in for lewd and indecent acts against a child back in the day. 63 years old. He got arrested. He posted bail, though, and got out that same day. So I'm going to let y'all know, keep y'all posted on what happens with that particular story, y'all. And that is all the hot topics that I have on Tosha Topics for today, okay? If you all have a topic that I missed that you know that's going on in the world, you can go ahead and drop it in the chat. Replay watchers, you can drop it in the chat. Get the conversation going about the topics that I did discuss. Now, I ask that you all please keep it respectful. Please keep it respectful in the comments. We can agree to disagree, but just be respectful in the comments. I ask you all. Now, Love After Lockup, I do that show. That review is coming back. Okay, it's coming back. The show is back on tomorrow. Tomorrow, Love After Lockup is coming back. So I will be reviewing that show on Sunday. That is my day I review and come live, okay? I'm going to also do some research on the hot topic of the twin brothers that lost their life here in Georgia. Happy birthday. Is your name, I cannot pronounce your name, I'm sorry. But happy birthday goes out to you. I hope you have a happy and blessed birthday. Yeah, I'm going to do a extra video. Ari, happy birthday, Ari. I am going to do an extra video about the two brothers, 19 years old, that lost their life here in Georgia. And I'm going to deep dive and find out some information if I can on that story. So I'm going to do a separate video, and I may come out with it on tomorrow. And then I'm going to do my Love After Lockup live video on Sunday. So if you want to see Love After Lockup live on Sunday, if you want to see my video about the two brothers after I do some research on them, if I don't come out with it tomorrow, I definitely will come out with it on Monday. Go ahead and make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. And when you subscribe to the channel, make sure your notification buttons is on. Because if your notification ain't on, you're going to miss when I'm live. You're going to miss all of this. So you're going to see it, but you're going to see it on the replay when it's already come out, right? And so make sure your notification button is on when you click on the live, okay? So I love y'all. I love y'all so much. Thank y'all for joining me. Thank you for everyone who participated in the chat, who had great, good things to say. Anybody that didn't, y'all already know I got them out the room with the quickness, okay? But thank you all for joining me. I love y'all so much. Until we meet again. Bye.